look at the excitement ahead of the Cats season.
And that's a wrap for the Miami Marlins, how the Fish are ending their season on a high note.
And the car show of car shows. Miami hits the gas to head over to the International Auto Show. All of this and more on the Sideline.
Hello South Florida and welcome to the Sideline, the place where you get all the highlights for your South Florida teams. I'm Laura Iglesias.
And I'm Nicolette Esper, and the Sideline starts now.
Panthers captain Alexander Barkov is out after a knee surgery and can miss the entire season.
Yes, just this past week, number 16 went down in practice and suffered an injury to his ACL. This is now a huge hit to Florida's chase for a third straight Stanley Cup.
There's no hiding it. That's a hole. That's the big man, right? So it's such an important place in that locker room. I think what we're going to get to experience now is you'll get to know some of the other leaders that we have in our room.
Florida is also without Matthew Tkachuk, which makes the road to getting a three-peat even harder. But we'll continue to follow any update the team may have.
The Florida Panthers held a fan fest this weekend and fans got their first taste of the season.
Yes, it was their annual kickoff to the season, Laura, and I was there to witness all of the Panther pride that showed out. Fans packed the Baptist Health Iceplex to see the Cats, meet mascots, and take part in games and activities.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited for the new season because, we're back-to-back champions.
Even with key players out, fans show they're ready to support the team through every game.
A terrible injury, horrible to have to hear that, but we've come through adversity before, we can do it again, and hopefully we'll still have a great year.
FanFest is about celebrating the team, but there's also talk about Alexander Barkov, who could miss much of the season.
I'm not too worried. I think that, when someone goes down, it gives us an opportunity for others to come up. We're one of the only teams in the NHL who is predominantly around teamwork, and, this is the reason why.
Florida Panthers, two-time champions, hoping to make a three-peat. So the Iceplex is full of energy. But fans can't help but think what the season will look like without their captain.
The word on the street is that everyone's excited about this season getting started. This is hockey town.
The Panthers have proven they can rise to the challenges and overcome adversity. And FanFest shows their supporters are ready to cheer them on every step of the way. Reporting right from the Sideline, I'm Nicolette Esper.
Miami Heat manager Andy Ellisberg returns after an unexpected injury that left him on hold. Ellisberg suffered major infections in his foot, knee, and back, causing him to have foot amputation. Ellisberg has recovered in his plans to return to camp practices at Florida Atlantic University in Boca Raton.
Well, I'm excited about the Marlins because at Lone Depot Park this weekend, they embraced the spoiler role Friday night, erupting for 6 runs in the 5th inning to hand the Mets a 6-2 loss. The offense was on fire. Roberto Hernandez sparked the rally with a game-time triple. Jacob Marcy drove in the go-ahead run, and Agustin Ramirez stole 2 bases to set up even more damage. Connor Norby then capped it with a 2-run homer. The loss dropped the Mets out of a chance for a postseason run, and the Marlins were eliminated earlier last week, but the mission is simple: play spoiler. And as Norby put it, win, knock them out.
After destroying New York City 4-0 last Wednesday, Inter Miami were hoping to keep their 3-winning streak alive against Toronto FC. The Herons struck first with a header by Ritmir Tadeo Allende to put Miami up in the first half, but the lead was short-lived as Inter's defense fell apart, letting Toronto's Dorde Malhovic tap into the game. The final score was Toronto 1, Inter 1. Miami will go on to play against Chicago FC tomorrow at 7:30 p.m.
2 of the NFFC's best teams went head-to-head this weekend: the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles.
They both entered unbeaten, and with that kind of hype, this matchup felt like a playoff preview. Sideline's Alejandro Hernandez enjoyed the game at a watch party up in Tampa.
Week 4 of the NFL season is officially upon us, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have gone off to a flying 3-0 start. We're here in Tampa Bay to capture the electric atmosphere of Bucs fans as they watch their team play their most anticipated regular season game in years.
This week, they face a familiar foe, the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, who have also yet to suffer a loss, setting the stage for one of the biggest early season showdowns in the NFC. And to the surprise of most fans, the Eagles jumped out to a fast start as they opened the game with a blocked punt for a touchdown, and quarterback Jalen Hurts orchestrated 2 more scoring drives in the first half to build a 24-6 halftime lead.
I think they might be able to make it back. If not, it'll be close. But the way it's looking right now, it's looking a little bit lackluster. We started off the game, losing off that block punt. So, it'll be hard to come back from that. We just got to keep it rolling and see if we can come back,
And the Bucs did indeed mount a comeback like they always do, landing big play touchdowns to Emeka Egbuka and Bucky Irving to cut into the Eagles' lead.
I think they're more younger and they're more innovative.
Really?
Yes, more younger. It's bringing a lot to the table. Yes.
There we go.
Way to come back, Tampa Bay.
Despite trailing 24-3, the Buccaneers showed resilience and came back to only lose 31-23. They will now face the Seattle Seahawks next week as they move on to a 3-1 record. And that is it for this week. Signing off from the sideline, I'm Alejandro Hernandez.
Alrighty, it's time for everybody's favorite segment of the week, Biggest W's and L's, where we discuss our biggest wins and losses for the week. Mine to this week is going to Patrick Mahomes, who looked like a goat again on Sunday. Throwing touchdowns to 4 different players and leading the Chiefs past the Ravens 37-20. And after the game, Mahomes said the key was execution, spreading the ball around, and most importantly, learning from mistakes.
Obviously, when you have success, it's just we've been working extremely hard and we want to have success, and we've been just making little mistakes here and there, and that causes frustration. But at the same time, we've been learning from them.
Now, Mahomes didn't just talk about learning from mistakes. He backed it up with touchdowns to 4 different receivers, showing this Chiefs offense is starting to kind of click again. So, that's my biggest win of the week. Mahomes is looking like the MVP that we know him as. And luckily for me, he's also stacking points for my fantasy league because he's my number 1 QB.
Well, I'm happy for you, Nikki. Well, my W for this week is going to FC Barcelona. They moved to first place in La Liga. They pulled off a 2-1 victory over Real Sociedad, and that win was enough to push them into the first place in La Liga after match day 7. Barca now sits at the top of the table with 19 points, keeping their momentum strong in the title race. The game was electric, with Real Sociedad scoring in the first half and Barcelona quickly tying it. My personal favorite part was the second half, with Robert Lewandowski scoring the winning goal, thanks to a perfect cross from, of course, the recently named best young player in Europe, Lamine Yamal, who had just come off the field but managed to stand up in a matter of seconds. This was great overall, and it's really great for Barca as this gives them an early lead in the boost in the title race, giving them an extra pressure on the rivals like Real Madrid and Atletico to keep up.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing the matches that come after this one, but for sure, really big win. Switching over to biggest losses of the week, I am so happy to say this, and everybody here knows why. The New York Mets, a team with $340 million payroll, somehow found a way to collapse out of the postseason. After spending 83 days in first place, the Mets went 38-55 from mid-June on, and it all ended with a 4-0 loss to the Marlins in Miami. And this team was built to contend for a World Series, and instead they couldn't even claim the final wild card spot. Juan Soto, who signed that record $765 million deal, he can now say all he wants about just having to win games, but deep down, I know that he's wishing he's still in pinstripes. As a hardcore Yankees fan, I'm not afraid to say it. This Mets downfall is my biggest L for the week.
Definitely, Nikki. And my L for this week is the sad announcement that was made this morning by Ferrari Formula One driver Lewis Hamilton. His dog Roscoe passed away after 4 days on life support. He had developed pneumonia and was placed in coma. This has taken a huge hit on social media, with many taking it as their own personal loss. Hamilton took to Instagram to share a few words about his close bond. He said, quote, "I feel so grateful and honored honored to have shared my life with such a beautiful soul. We wish Hamilton the best in this time of healing.
Always so sad when, you know, it's like a part of your family when one leaves. So we have to go to break now, but stick around because here's what's next on the Sideline. Sideline takes it up a gear with a look at the International Auto Show. We're going to take a timeout and return right after the break.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
Car enthusiasts rejoice. The Miami International Auto Show is going on right now.
And Caplin's Dylan Pizzay has more on the cars and the attractions in Miami Beach.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Miami International Auto Show here at the Miami Beach Convention Center. For over 50 years, people have come from all over South Florida to take a look at some of the cool cars and attractions at the auto show. The main attraction was the Jeep demo, which saw you seated in an all-new 2025 Jeep going over various obstacles.
It was actually really good. I learned a lot about the Jeep. I know a few people that have Jeeps in my, family, friends, things like that. So it was nice to actually see it and get an idea about the new features they have.
While most people that come to car shows are interested in looking at or even owning some of the newer cars on display, there is a section for gearheads to look at some of the classics.
Coming to memory lane and looking at the older cars, and it's nothing like the nostalgia, the smell, the look. I mean, even just seeing if there's some oil dripping under it, you know that it's got a heartbeat. You know, it's cars that get driven. They're cars that aren't just hiding.
The Miami International Auto Show goes from this weekend all the way to October 5th. So if you want to see some cool cars, the time to come out is now. Reporting for Caplin News, I am Dylan Pizzay.
Well, Dylan, I mean, it looks like he just showed us, looks like a new car. You might head to Miami Beach. But right now it's time for this week's game picks.
And we go to Sideline's Raquel Kurt to give us her insight on what's to come.
Good morning, everyone. Raquel Kurt here with your weekly game picks. Starting off with the rivalry matchup between the New York Jets and Miami Dolphins. Both teams are still searching for their first win of the season, sitting at 0-3 so far. If the Dolphins were playing anyone else, I'd be betting against them. But going against a team at their same level, I'm hopeful or delusional that the Dolphins can have a win. On the bright side for Miami football, they're dominating college team. Saturday, the Hurricanes faced their in-state rival, the Florida Gators. While the fans love watching two Florida schools go head-to-head, it's the Hurricane fans who ultimately took the win with a 26-7 victory, becoming number 3 in the nation, while the Gators were left with their tails between their legs. And last but certainly not least in the MLS world, Inter Miami takes on Chicago Fire Tuesday evening at the Chase Stadium. Chicago is on the cusp of making the MLS playoffs for the first time since 2017, while Miami has already secured their spot in the playoffs with their previous win. This one has the potential to be very high scoring, but Miami has the firepower to get a victory. That's all I have for you guys with this week's Game Picks. I'm Raquel Kurt. Back to you ladies in the studio.
And just a reminder that if you want to keep up with updates, fun segments, and more from our crew, you can follow our Instagram for all things Sideline. Follow us at sideline.caplin. That's it for today. I'm Laura Iglesias.
And I'm Nicolette Esper. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you next week on The Sideline.